It is the Christmas party. I am so excited. We have this place all decorated, and Walker Hayes has walked in.
Yep.
Dude, we Christmased things up for you.
And you didn't hold back.
Well, we didn't.
It's
Buddy
amazing.
Buddy the Elf did this. We walked in a couple days ago, and it was like, wow, what happened here?
Let's go.
I can barely see you through the tinsel.
It's the tinsel around the mics. We got hats available for everybody. We got Miss Claus over here.
I'm trying, man. I'm trying.
It's
This
Carson
is
Claus.
awesome.
Yeah.
I love this, man.
Isn't like Christmas the best time ever? Like,
Nothing beats it.
people argue with me all the time about the colored lights and white lights. And I'm like, white lights are for landscaping. They're acceptable year round. Colored lights are Christmas. I see them. I don't care what color, blue, green, purple, whatever. It's just like, I go, that's Christmas.
I think white is like more of a suburban, like trying to classy up Christmas a little too much. I'm with you. Like, let's just puke it everywhere. Like, let's just
That's it.
let's go every color.
Yes,
Yeah.
every
That was why
color.
growing up, all we were allowed in my house was white lights.
Are you serious?
I'm from Connecticut.
Oh, man.
And my mother was
Yeah.
very much like she called colored lights hot dog stands.
Oh my goodness.
So yes, so it was very much
Yeah.
like unallowed in my house, and I don't know where she mellowed because when I was at their house for Thanksgiving, suddenly we had flashing
Everything,
colored
yeah.
lights on a tree,
Yeah.
and I was
What?
like,
She's
did my
letting it
mother
go.
get eaten by pod people?
Did you say something to her?
No, because I'm really happy to have the cheer.
Yeah.
Oh, you just
So
you
so
don't
I'm like,
wanna-
the tree looks great, Mom.
Great. Yeah, you didn't mention it. Well, as my kids, they would never let us just do white lights. Like, absolutely not. Like, if they go for the color, the blink, the anything.
Yeah.
They do want a white tree. Like, they think the flocked thing is amazing. And I agree.
Flocking is different than white lights.
Totally.
And
Totally.
if you have white lights on a flocked tree, I mean,
Yeah.
it's still very Christmas
I think
and it's very fancy.
Christmas should be tacky. It should.
Yes.
It should look like a Cracker Barrel at your house.
It's like the ugly Christmas sweaters.
Exactly.
It's all of that. Christmas
It is.
should be just over the top. It's, what's the saying? You don't get old because you, or you don't stop playing because you get old. You get old because you stop playing.
Yeah, yeah.
And if you want to stay young, you got to have a young mind. You
Go
got to
out.
continue to be silly
know.
and playful, and
I know. I'm
It's-
with you.
it's
Maybe that's what
true.
your mom's doing. Is the
Maybe
backward,
you're right.
you know?
Yeah.
She's
Maybe
probably
you're-
like, hey, it doesn't matter.
she
you know?
found the fountain of youth. It's colored lights.
She found the spirit of Christmas.
We figured it out.
So here for
Yeah.
the Christmas party, we've been playing Fancy Like forever. Then all of a sudden, a stroke of genius. I don't know whose idea Fancy Like Christmas was.
It wasn't mine, and so it was my label. It was Monument Records, and it was Katie McCartney, to be specific. She's the head over there, and I'm so grateful that they exist because of ideas like this. Because otherwise, I never would have. I mean, we're good. We're touring, everything's good, and she wanted specifically this song. She said it was her idea to a T. Write Fancy Like Christmas. Just do it. And just put bells, go
Yes.
bell mayhem
Over
on
the
the
top.
track. Yeah, like just make it feel like it's snowing and just change the words and write about America
What
at
month?
Christmas time.
What month of the year did you do
This
it?
was in October. This was not that old. Like, this was right before Halloween.
Okay.
And I, as a matter of fact, I even said, when they proposed this idea, I said, this is for next year. I mean, we're never gonna launch this fast. And she was like, 2 weeks. Let's do it. You write it on Thursday.
You had a
turn
2-week
it in.
turnaround.
Basically, and we did, man. I mean, I gotta tell you, it was such a blessing. I mean, me and the writers, we had it written via text. I mean, we were laughing so hard at the Mall Santa.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, the Mariah karaoke. It was just like there were these lines sitting left and right, and then, dude, once we said, "Go Jesus, it's your birthday," we were like, this is gonna beat Mariah Carey. We were like, this is the biggest Christmas song of all time. But I really do, man. It was not my idea. We showed up to write it on a Thursday, and the team had decorated. It looked like this at the publishing company, and man, it's so much fun.
You have to do that. I mean, I don't know how people can write a Christmas song, because you see people do that. They're like, we wrote it in April.
July. Yeah.
And you're like, and what was going on?
Yeah.
Well, we had leftover,
Easter
lights.
candy.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. We just got off the road, and but yeah, they had a leg lamp in there, which is a line in the song, and they just had it all Christmased out. It was crazy, and I'm telling you, man, we were like kids. We all felt, we were telling stories about Teddy Ruxpins and like getting wooden golf clubs for Chris. You know, we were laughing so hard about, because Christmas comes with that. It comes with like these epic failures.
Oh, yeah.
and just nostalgia where you're like, we were such dorks back then, you know, and we just laughed. And the song it spilled out, man. I mean, there's a lot of stuff that probably didn't make it in there. You know?
Spoiler alert, we're all still dorks.
Yeah,
I mean, come on, look at us. We don't work.
I know.
We get to come in and play and have a Christmas party like this. And
tell me about it.
You've got a guitar. It's all plugged in.
Let's
We're going to
go.
take a break. We're just get everybody, get on your phone, text whatever group messages that you have in your thing, text them and tell them to put on Big D and Bubba right now, because Walker Hayes is about to perform Fancy Like Christmas here for the Christmas party, and you don't want them to miss it. Spread some Christmas cheer for everyone to hear.
Oh, oh, oh.
It's the Christmas party, and we've got Walker Hayes in the studio, and I'm so excited because this is my favorite Christmas song this year. Every year I always pick a new one, and the day this one came out, I remember I was like, Carson, do we have this in the system? And she's like, no. I'm like, can we please get it all
Let's
done?
go.
Well, but I had run to you guys because I heard him do it, like, you know, the day after he wrote it. And I was like, y'all don't even know what's coming, but it's coming. Like, I'm so excited. And it's blowing up all over TikTok the way Fancy Like did. But TikTok and Instagram, now it is the real. It's crazy. It is the sound.
It is. It's insane. And we obviously hope that. But again, I think the lyrics personally are better than the original.
It's crazy. Somehow you took Fancy Like and made it better.
I know. I appreciate you saying that.
Because that's iconic, and then all of a sudden, boom.
No, to me, these lyrics, there's something that makes you smile every lyric. And there's a good humor, and then the go Jesus, you know, happy birthday. I mean, it really was. It was so much fun to be a part of. And now I'm having to learn the lyrics to get used to singing this version. And I'm curious on tour, what do people gonna want to hear next year?
Well, it depends about I guess what part of the year you're in.
I know that's I'm thinking this may replace the original one.
I was at a festival and a band had released a Christmas record. It was the heat of July. And they did their Christmas version of a song. And they were like, you know what, who cares? Christmas in July. I'm telling you, people will want to hear it. Who doesn't want Christmas cheer all year?
That's true.
But it's back to I feel like Fancy Like, there's not, I was trying to think of how many songs you could do this with, where it would make just perfect sense.
Yeah.
And I couldn't really think, I mean, I just love hits, man. Just number bangers, all genres. And I was like, it's a unique song. It's just a very unique song that you put bells on it, and you're like, why not?
Yeah.
Like,
I do that for everything anyway. You'll be listening to the radio, and all of a sudden you hear jingle bells in the middle of like something. Like, try that in a small town.
Let's
and
go.
It's like, what's going on
well,
here?
I was thinking, it was like I thought about last night, and I was like, could you do that? And I was like, I don't know. I don't know if it would feel
Christmas night. It might.
Yeah.
It doesn't sing as well. And that's what's interesting about Fancy Like Christmas is that somehow you took a really, it's 3 syllables, and then Fancy Like Christmas, you crammed all of those and it works.
I know.
It still
that
works.
was the heart. We were like, do you do Christmas like? Do you do that, or do you do Fancy Like Christmas? Or, I mean, that was the difficult part. But man, it just fell out. And I agree. I listen to these lyrics and I'm like, that's better than the original version.
It's almost like it was meant
fine.
to be.
It was.
Yeah.
It's
I'm
good
telling
living.
you,
It's good
bro.
living. I say we just go ahead and
go.
let you turn it up right now for the Christmas
Come
party. We're about to go on vacation. We're going to have this turned up for you right now. Walker Hayes in the studio, and it's Fancy Like Christmas time.
Let's go. Merry Christmas, y'all.
Merry Christmas!
Here we go. Christmas is back, y'all. Bells in the track, y'all. Ma Santa scaring babies in his lap, y'all. My baby's cozy, she mistletoes me, and she be slaying that Mariah karaoke. And all the Starbuckers in the line say, put some peppermint mocha in my latte. Hey, 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 I said we fancy like Christmas round a fake tree. Nutcracker on a mantle and a candy cane. Can'll get your eggnog with your fruitcake. Go Jesus It's your birthday. Bougie like blow-ups in the front yard. Hoping Santa gonna leave an Applebee's gift card in my stocking, even though we getting naughty all night. Woo! That's how we do, how we do. Fancy like Christmas. Come on. Fancy like Christmas. Fancy like Christmas. Fancy like Christmas. Here we go. Got matching jammies on. We watching Home Alone. Yeah, you know Apple finna drop another iPhone. Traffic's obnoxious. Dad's at the office. I gotta pay for Mama's Amazon boxes. And all the Starbuckers in the line say, put some peppermint mocha in my latte. Hey, hey, hey. I said we fancy like Christmas. Round a fake tree. Nutcracker on that mantle and a candy cane candle. Get your eggnog with your fruitcake. Go Jesus!
It's your birthday.
Said bougie like blow-ups in the front yard. Hoping Santa finna leave an Applebee's gift card in my stocking, even though we getting naughty all night. That's how we do, how we do. Fancy like Big Buck on the wall with a red nose on it. Leg lamp with some fishnet hose on it. So many lights, we got the neighbors and the breakers tripping. Good at ugly sweater got me grinning like kids better hit the hay fast, y'all. Unless you wanna see your mama kissing Daddy Claus, that's right. Woo! I said we fancy like Christmas around a fake tree. Nutcracker on a mantle and a candy cane candle. Get your eggnog with your fruitcake. Go Jesus! It's your birthday. Bougie like blow-ups in the front yard. Hoping Santa gonna leave an Applebee's gift card in my stocking, even though we getting naughty all night. That's how we do, how we do. Fancy like.
Dude, I am so happy.
Let's go.
That happened, y'all. That
Come on.
happened.
That happened.
Okay, we're going to take a break. We got to come back and talk about something crazy going on in your life that I was like, really? This is huge. Hang tight. Walker Hayes in the studio. Fancy like Christmas. You got it available everywhere your music is found. And we'll be right back. It's the Christmas party, and Walker Hayes is in the studio. Thank you again for doing Fancy Like Christmas.
Dude, thank you.
And thanks for coming in to play and goof off with us and all that. You're about to go even bigger than before. I mean, what's crazy is like you've had a career, then it went away, then you had a career, then it went away. It was like this weirdest thing. And like you're like the comeback guy. I've never seen anybody with a story as good as yours.
It's cool. It's a cool story.
It couldn't happen to a better person.
Right. And we've talked about you.
True.
We've talked about you.
You're a wonderfully nice, genuine person.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, you were at Costco for a while, and you would sleep in your car, and you had the Leela's stars on the whatever the headliner. I always think about, your story would be a great movie. Well, then come to find out, Schaefer just sent this to me. Untitled Entertainment acquires the rights to a scripted drama television series based on your life.
Well, yeah, it's surreal. This super sweet guy, just excellent writer. His name's Justin James. I've been talking to him for 2 years now, and we just talk, and he's writing kind of a Friday Night Lights-ish series, about the beginning. I'm talking about me and Laney meeting in high school, the decision to kind of go off the beaten path, do the music thing when it made no sense, and then the grind, all the way to meeting my friend Craig, who introduced me to Jesus, gave us the van. That's that story. And then, obviously it continues to Fancy Like, but it's amazing. Honestly, it's been such a blessing to talk to that guy at this time of my life and relive. As he asked me questions, I'm like, oh yeah, I remember changing a tire there and playing red light, green light with my kids in the back of Puckett's with to-go boxes and honestly, I remember the joy. I remember the happiness in chasing this dream, even though it was a grind and we never foresaw this, happening. But, I think my story is one that everyone can relate to, as far as how tough life is just in general, especially if you're chasing a dream and not
peaks
making
and valleys.
Yeah, exactly. And so, and then also us losing our seventh child, that's a huge part of it. But there's a really there's a love story. You know, I'm biased, but you know, I look at Lainey and I's love story is one of the greatest. I mean, I think that's something that a lot of people don't see. They see my dreams coming true, obviously, and they see me doing trick shots with my kids, and we're the family. You know, we're like, we got 9,000 kids, like we're that family. But honestly, they don't see. You know, Lainey and I's our love story is crazy. I mean, it is crazy. You know, when we met when we were 17 till now, we look at each other often and just go, what in the world? Like we've seen it all. I mean, we've seen tragedy of all tragedies. We've seen the world just be like, dude, here's the world.
Yeah.
Here's success. Here's literally, you're the guy. You're the freaking guy. You know, but we've also seen the complete. We've seen the world on such a wide lens, a panoramic view of what life has to offer, and we've seen Christ, and that's just, boom, you know, let's freaking go. But I mean, this guy, reliving it with this guy and talking, it's obvious it's going to be an emotional, incredible series to watch, and I'm just humbled that the guy was like, dude, your life. Let's get in the nitty gritty, and he did. I mean, there were conversations where I couldn't believe the jubilation, but then there were also many conversations where it was like, I'm ashamed of that. You know, we're talking about recovery. You know, I'm 8 years sober, so we dove into drunk dad, drunk walker. You know, why'd you pick up a beer in the first place? You know, and so, dude, it is. I don't even know if I could be able to watch it, honestly. Like we've talked about him kind of navigating how do you tell a lot in really a little? You don't have that much time, you know, in a series. And I'm like, man, I don't know. Like, it gives me goosebumps to think, like, I don't know about y'all, but like, there's times in my life where, like, I can't look at pictures of my son when he was 4, because I know it was wasted all the time, you know. And I know I was happy, and I know I was a good dad, but I wasn't there. And so I'm just like, change the channel, man. I don't want to look at these photos, you know? And I feel like that could be a lot of watching this series, because that's what it was, talking about it. It was like, man, I'm not proud of this, but this is what went down that night, you know? But I think, again, it's human. I think there's a lot of people who are
especially
like,
this time of year. This time of year, people go into the holidays, and everybody's got their own struggle. Everybody's got some kind of demon they're dealing with in their life. And to be able to talk about it is a big deal, because it's hard for us to admit the failures in our lives. And I love that about the series. I love that about your openness and honesty. And I think the show, could also help a lot of people through their healing process.
Yeah, that's the most exciting thing to me about the series. It's not a Walker guy's life together and then touchdown and you get the victory. It's a really realistic look. That's why I compare it to Friday Night Lights. It's just not like victory over every demon. You know,
your life wasn't linear.
Not at all.
This is going to be like the Walker Hayes "This Is Us" thing.
Yeah, it will be. There's a lot of that.
Please do time travel. Just do a lot of time travel.
Let's go quantum leap.
Have you done time travel? That'd be great.
Right.
Why is there a DeLorean in this series?
I know, yeah. But no, dude, it's like I said, is very humbling, and again, Lainey and I's perspective is so interesting. We lost a kid, and then we got famous, and that was 2 months after my dad died. So it's just like, we have a really interesting perspective on all of this, and but I think our everything we've been through will hopefully help people not feel lonely.
So it's in development stage right now?
It's in development. I mean, we've kind of exhausted it's been like therapy. You know, they're like, hey, tell me about this. And I mean, we go down to the carpet, you know, what was on the carpet. And so we've exhausted ourselves about that. And I think 2 seasons are pretty much mapped out. They're just fine. And now I guess it's like, who's going to play who? I think honestly, I think I may not have as many kids as I actually have, because that's
just because it's actors.
It's a lot of money. Yeah, they were like, it's not like Sound of Music days,
right?
You know,
so what are you gonna do? Are you gonna like make like, okay, we'll take 2 kids and turn them into one, take another 2?
I was like, yeah, combine names, but
artistic license.
That's the cool. Honestly, that's also been kind of a relief for me, is that it's closely based, so it's not. You know what I'm saying?
Doesn't have to be
like,
exact.
And honestly, look, I'm just gonna be frank. There's some people who I talk about who are still alive, and I don't want my mom to watch it and be like, that's not me, you know. And so there's protection of certain relationships, you know, that I'm still working on, you know, but it's gonna be awesome, man. And and that's what these writers did. That's what they're so brilliant at, is taking what matters and sharing that with
Well,
the
when
world.
you get to the casting part and you need really beautiful people, look no further than us.
Let's go.
We got you covered.
I love it.
I mean, you want me to play young you? I mean, I could do that.
I think you've got that.
Yeah,
easy.
we have the same jawline.
We do.
Yeah.
Dude,
We do not
I
have
think
the
In
same
the spirit of Christmas, I am refraining from speaking.
No,
Thank
well,
you.
Even though
Love you.
you just saying that, I mean, isn't that weird? Like that, a guy like me, like of all the places I've been in life, there's gonna be a day where I'm like, this dude's gonna play me in this show. You know,
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
wild.
that's pretty freaking crazy. You know, and for my kids to be like, what's your dad doing? And they're like, well, there's this show about our life. You know, they're just, I don't know. It's just funny.
Well, it's going to be interesting to see how everything plays out. You have to let us know when the production kicks off and when it's going to be gone and where to find it and all that.
Yeah.
And we'll push all 17 of our listeners that way.
Let's go.
I think it's a really cool thing because we know a little about your life as well. And I just think it's a good story for people because it's overcoming adversity. It is finding the best out of the worst sometimes. And that's what makes this time of year special because this is more than ever. Really do it all year round, but definitely right now. Reach out to your family members. Just check in. Just say, hey, I hadn't heard from you in a while. You good?
Do it.
And see what kind of conversations arise from that.
Bro, have conversations. Yes. do
Walker
that.
Hayes, thanks for coming in for the Christmas party,
Man,
dude.
thanks for having me.
You
Come on.
are awesome. And everybody, again, check out Fancy Like Christmas everywhere you stream your music.
Well, because over the years, teenage kids have told you to like and subscribe, we don't have to say that anymore.
You know what to do.